is the main man behind the thing, trying to keep everything running, and he's doing an amazing job. So if you guys want to join in, feel free. That's the link. Without further ado, let's go. Woo! All right. Right away, we have bans out on Mina, Chugnar, and Cricknack. And then over here, we have Pura, Mr. Groot himself, and Ignis. And just FYI that these teams are... Let's take a look. So this is going to be Good Game Goons and PrideStark, I believe. No, this is ATF and Droz's team. So this is just a scrim. I apologize. So actually, the first game that we were supposed to play, GG is GG was the team that I guess didn't show up. So they didn't have enough. So it'll be ATF versus PrideStark. Unless, oh, did they change their name? Oh, oh, okay, they changed their name. I apologize. Trying to keep up with everything, so just reading the info right now. So cool. No, so this is ATF versus PrideStark. So GGG wasn't around. So okay, yeah, this will be our first game. So apologize. Everything's good. So we have Aram Velheim, Liliana, Crushed on and Zephys on this blue team, and then for ATF we have Malik, Lindis, Jannar, Irie, and Annette. And game should be starting here soon. Very cool. So both these teams are actually pretty high up there. We know that the PrideStark guys are very, very strong when it comes to these high-ranked tournament games. Their team is just stacked most of the time. So it will be nice to see. Will be nice to see them. So if you guys aren't familiar, they're part of Krantz, I believe. And then that's what the... Oh, okay. So, yeah. Krantz Pride. Okay, cool. Very cool. I like the... I get it. Just trying to keep up with everything. Figure it out. Oh, it's Stark. PrideStark. Is it? Oh, it is Stark. Rip me reading. Rip me reading. Tony Shark. I like Tony Shark. That's a great one. Well, thank you for correcting me, boys. Keep me honest. I like it. Eddie Shark. Aya Shark. Oh. All right. Let's get this going. So this is game one, best of 3.
In 5 seconds.
And here we go, boys.
Prepare to engage.
Both teams looks like they're rushing over into the jungles just to maybe make sure that the other team does not invade. We do see a lot of eyes on this bottom portion, and then with an Aram. Aram is such a strong early game champion that wherever she goes, it is just bad news bears. You can see this red team is now rotating up to try to stop them from stealing this red buff, but I don't think that they're going to be able to with an Aram there. Aram is getting pretty low, and actually look at that damage. You can see the damage actually coming out, and both. Oh, and look at, she jumped in. What a good play by Droz. Jumped in, flickered, and was able to save it. Was able to save that. Has to stay very close just to be able to heal with the Lion's abilities, but Droz is going to go down. That's a 1-for-1 trade, and I believe they actually got the red buff too. Let's take a look at Lindis. Lindis is trying to recover the blue buff resetting. Just very unfortunate for her. Oh. So close. Oh, look at Lindis showing that she's very low life. Liliana wants to try to take advantage, but we do have the red team coming real close behind. Toothpick doing a great job moving in. And look at Liliana trying to... luckily there was a minion there. She was able to run away. And Malik just chasing her down. Chasing down both these champions at this time. And look at this still. Liliana is not able to get out of this. And she is possibly going to go down here. One more swipe. That will be her. And a great pickup for this red team. I know. I'm sorry, boys, that I tried to dust off the cobwebs. I know. Doe's coming in. Did get a great skill off, but just not enough to capitalize and get that final hit, which does stun. All right. Blue team is now picking up the dragon buff. Red team is not in a position to contest this either, so this is going to be an easy dragon for them. And they do... Oh, the red team picks it up! What? Annette actually does get the last hit with her skill that she put there. So, whoa! That just completely changed everything. That just caught them up and also actually put them in the lead. The red team was doing well already. But Annette coming in and getting that last hit with her ability. Are you kidding me right now? They're rotating down to bottom where Kresh is trying to run for his life. Annette coming in hot pursuit. And Annette, when she casts one more ability, will heal Lindis. Lindis is now in hot pursuit with the rest of them. Lindis taking us some big damage from that Liliana orb. Gosh, Malik, Toothpick is just in the thick of everything. There's just no one that wants to fight him, and he's just able to get all those off. And here comes Zephys, as we say. Malik barely getting away. Jannar coming in, killing Zephys, and now Jannar scaring off the rest of this blue team. So, wow, ATF is really coming together. Lindis picking up the Kresh kill on bottom. Kresh did not have his ult at that time because he used it earlier on to run away. So, wow, great plays already. Let's take a look at the gold while we got a moment. And you can see that the blue team was winning, and then right there it dipped down, and then the dragon, and they even put the sentinel on those too. So that very cool. Irie barely getting away from Ruby on that Velheim. Down on bottom. Oh, Toothpick got a little too close to the tower, and he is going to go down. So finally, the manly Toothpick was able to get out of there. Oh, and look at this red team doing a great job ganking down on bottom where that Aram was. Annette is doing very well. Like, we haven't seen Annette played at in a game like this. And I gotta say, it's working wonders for them. She's such a strong champion in general, especially with her heal and her AoE ability. And look at this. The dragon is being contested at this point. That's going to reset it, so they're going to go ahead and back off there. Kresh did a great job pursuing that and not letting that up. The blue team now trying to initiate onto Lindis. Lindis very low, but Annette comes in with an ult and saves her. Jannar throwing out his ult, trying to do some work, but Doze jumps in onto Ninja on the Jannar, but Doze has to just walk straight away. Didn't have the team there. There's a little bit of maybe miscommunication from this blue team, but they're still gonna be able to get this ball rolling. Look again, Toothpick going straight man mode versus 3 of the heroes, not able to get out of that situation, and then now the blue team is just rotating straight to Dragon, which is exactly what they need to. All right. So Dragon is being contested. Annette is trying to get there quickly. And they really pulled it away. And I think they were just in fear that they maybe would have shown up a little quicker. But I'm really not sure. But very cool. Very cool that they kind of backed off pretty quickly. All right. Teams are going again. Annette is just absolutely all over this blue team. She's so hard to kill with that ult that she has, and also with the heals that she throws out after casting so many abilities. Tries to get the stun. Actually doesn't. She is going to have her ult to possibly get away. Jumps right into Aram's 2 abilities, but he was able to get out of there. Here comes Malik coming in man mode again with the big boy swings. And that is Irie coming in with her stuns. Crash showing up just too little, too late to really help his team. Joe's going to be taken out by that Malik swing. And now the rest of the blue team is trying to run for their life. And, oh, look at that. Another swing. Can Irie take him out? And no, she's going to die for potentially trying to kill Crash there at the end. But that is a tower for this red team and also another one. All right, so red team is now backing off, rotating back to their appropriate lanes, and you can see that they want to put some pressure onto this bottom. So hopefully the blue team does get down here and try to protect this. But they are really, this blue team has a big uphill battle. It seems like when it comes to the team fights, they should be winning just from the fights alone, but is really struggling. They have such tanky heroes, but this Annette is really putting a damper in their combos that they have. Crash able to get away there. So we do have a little bit of time, so let's take a look at the gold chart real quick. And you can see that it did scoop back up once the dragon was killed for that blue team. And oh, look at this initiation. This is what I'm talking about. Aram was able to ult in, Crash as well, and Zephys all jumping in, and we're able to finally take out the Annette. And that is what we're talking about. Now that she's down, that this red team is in some serious trouble. They do have the gold advantage at this point, so they do have some better items. But with Annette being taken out, they don't have that secure Warm and Fuzzies, but they were able to take out Zephys, who stayed just a little too long there. The rest of the red team coming down. Malik coming in, trying to get that Liliana. Wasn't able to. Crash trying to run for his life so that he doesn't get dived behind the tower. But again, Toothpick doing so good. He's everywhere you want him to be. Oh, he does get the true damage again. So can he get another true damage skill? And big swipe coming in, and he does. Wow. Dro's trying to ult, trying to do his best to stay alive. Does get another true damage strikeout. Zephys coming in, following it up onto Lindis, and oh my god, the damage that Velheim has been. Where has he been all game? He's finally in the thick of things, and look at this, coming in like a wrecking ball and just took out three heroes. That's exactly what this blue team needs. Is a little bit more Ruby in their life. So Ruby did leave top. They did lose that top tower, but man, did they need him sooner in some of these team fights. All right, let's take a look. Annette Droz is actually doing some kind of looking around. Was trying to help Zephys steal the blue, and they did a great job there. Stopping them from getting these buffs is a pretty pivotal thing when wanting to not only counter jungle, but also to stop them from having some really, if they have mana heavy champions, so like a Lindis or a Zephys, those blue buff is such a big deal for those. All right, and we do see that Toothpick getting a little caught out here, and here comes Velheim. Velheim doing some amazing damage. Was able to take him out. Zephys is in some big trouble, but that passive made him stay alive for such a long time. And look at Velheim chasing down this Irie. Flickers in, gets the stun. Again, another triple kill for this Velheim. Oh, it was only a double kill. But man, he is really completely changing this game for this blue team. Lindis very caught out. If Aram does have her ult, she is going to be able to really they were going to be able to lock her down and kill her quickly, but must have seen it already going off, and ooh, very close to dying. Does use the flicker, not a bad call there. It's better to be safe than to die to a Lindis like that, especially when your team's nowhere near. All right, so tension's dying down just for a little bit, and I will check the gold again, but it is so neck and neck. It is so close. 5 towers, 1 dragon for this red team, 2 dragons, 2 towers for this blue team. Great jobs all around. And look at this, Zephys jumping in. He did not know that the full red team was all there. Malik going in, actually landing it on the Velheim. Velheim now doing some work. Liliana trying to throw out some skills, and Velheim, if he goes down here, that is going to be a huge damper for this team in the next team fight. And look at him. He's going for it, but Malik has to turn around. Aram actually does get the ult off and should be able to finish this kill off, and he does. Perfect. And during that period that Malik was dying, the red team ended up picking up the enraged Abyssal Dragon. All right. Zephys really jumped in the middle of that team. He was not aware of the team that was in this bush. Jumped right in the middle, and there was just 4 heroes there and just got completely body slammed. All right. Looks like Aram trying to leash the blue for Zephys, and Zephys does pick that up. And Zephys without a blue is not fun. Not a fun fight. He really has to go back to base a lot more often when he doesn't have that. But you can see the full blue team sticking very close together. This is the point in the game. Whoever wins the next team fight is really going to have a big gold advantage. And it looks at this, Jannar actually jumping in. Jannar actually doing damage to himself because of that Aram buff. You see the ult that came in, and then Crush throwing out his ult. Oh my gosh, Liliana was able to pick up the kill on the Malik. Malik being down, Lindis being taken down as well. And Crush perishing in the middle of that. We have Zephys jumping in, was able to pick off one of the heroes, but he ended up dying. And look at this, Velheim is still alive. Is he gonna live? Oh my god, he almost lived through that whole thing. Joes and Liliana are the only 2 up for their team, and Jannar and Irie are the 2 up for their team. So, way to go. Irie getting taken out by that Liliana. Such a good play. Hey, thank you so much for the sub there, Zelf. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Yeah, Irie really misplayed that. They must have thought that Aram's ult was down, but it is a pretty quick cooldown, which is pretty interesting. Interesting that she would have gone in. It could have been maybe a miscalculation on their part, but looks like, oh, Jannar actually throwing out his ult. I think that must have been by mistake. I don't know if they maybe miscommunication or there, but look at this. Annette very close, waiting for the right opportunity. That stun is going to be so good. And look at this. Completely boxes out the team, and Zephys is taken out. What is my life about? Annette being used at some of the highest level that I've seen before. She's been playing like an absolute all-star. I would be surprised if she is not banned in the next game. She's such a pain to deal with. This red team is just playing around Annette at this point. Oh, and she's about to run straight into Kresh, but Kresh just doesn't have his ult, or may not have wanted to use it. And Lindis actually getting taken out there, does get caught out by Aram, gets ulted. Jannar jumps in, throwing out his abilities as best he can, but Irie, in the thick of everything, was able to take out 2 of the kills on that team. So it is now Zephys and Kresh are the only 2 up. They were able to take out Irie there, who dove into the tower just a little too much. It is now a 2-on-3 at this point, and Kresh is down on bottom. He really needs to get up top and hope that the Zephys doesn't. Annette did a great job trying to push Zephys out of that base, but just wasn't able to. They really need to focus on this high ground tower, get it down before that Seeds Mission is killed, which it does. They can rotate over to mid, get that high ground tower, and now it is just down to, I don't think they're going to push. I think they really need to back off here. Zephys coming in, trying to go on to Jannar. Jannar running away with his ult. Toothpick getting a little bit delayed and is going to possibly die at this point. Velheim is up and is just throwing out the shurikens. Doing a great job. Does pick him up. Aram actually getting the kill from there. Oh, yes. Here you go. Sorry about the items, boys. I thought the screen looked a little too bare. I appreciate it. All right. We have a little bit of a fight up here. Jannar is just really throwing out the ults basically at any point. Linda's getting caught out here by the Zephys. Net throwing Zephys into the tower. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding. Look at this. Again, Jannar using his ult a little premature. I think he should save it. I know it's got a short cooldown, but man, he is really just throwing it out any chance he can. He does have that blue buff. It is going to be up for this next fight. Linda's taking a lot of damage. Does need to get some kills. Is probably going to go and try to get these jungles, try to get some life back, and there it is. All right. Tension's dying a little down. Man, this game is so close. 8 towers, 2 dragons for this red team. 2 dragons, 2 towers for this blue. Blue is very close. Very close to figuring this game out. It's going to land to an Aram ult, I believe. Annette doing a great job dividing out the teams there. But, oh, Lindis is about to get killed by Zephys. But the heals that were coming out are amazing from the... Oh my god, I cannot believe that. They healed her all the way back up. Annette doing a great job trying to protect her carry. And look at this, she's still up. Finally, she dies. Irie's going to perish. And that is going to be finally this blue team able to win this team fight. They did lose the high ground tower. The big creeps are out on the board. But man, did that just shift everything in the right direction for this blue team. Look at this back and forth. That last fight is going to be pretty huge, and also the repercussions that are going to be because of that. These towers being taken out is really going to put the gold swing for this blue team, but they need to be careful with these minions on the rise. They do need to push, especially since all the red team is still down. They won't be able to get a high ground tower. I think they should back off and possibly get a another thing, but oh, they're actually trying to go for it, and they're trying to go for this high ground tower. Crash does have the ability to come back to life, and he is going to need to use that. Toothpick doing a great job. Bayer is in some massive trouble. Liliana coming in, trying to throw out some skills, but oh, bump! She jumped a little too far, did not look at what's going on. Crash gets away, Liliana perishes, and that is not what this blue team needed. They really risked it, trying to go for that high ground tower. This red team should try to take either the Darkslayer or the Dragon, and that's exactly what they're doing. Trying to get the more defensive buff, which is perfect for them. They already have the damage and everything. Annette trying to scare off the Zephys. Zephys finally getting pushed back, and look at this. Irie's going to be coming up behind. Should be able to get this Zephys, but actually jumps away, so must not wanted to fight him. Red team now with the Darkslayer buff, and going to be able to throw out the dragon, and with the super creeps is, oh man, it is not looking good for this red team. But if they can keep Ruby alive, I think that's where this game is going to completely change. They have to kill Lindis, and they have to keep Ruby alive in order to win this fight. So let's see what's about to happen. Dragons coming in. They are definitely going to need to deal with that here shortly. Kresh doing his best job that he can, and Lindis almost taken out. Kresh actually throws her back just a little bit. Annette coming in with an ult, tried to save the day. She actually does get quite a the heroes away at that point. But look at this, Ruby in the back doing the best work he can. Lindis finally getting taken out, so she gets to come back alive because of that skill. And look at this damage. Ruby is dominating right now. Can he keep it up? Ruby's doing such a great job in now fighting Irie down on bottom. Finally, he's going to have to push out these minions. It is neck and neck as far as gold is considered. It is 4 towers, 2 dragons for this blue team. And now 9 towers, 1 Darkslayer, and 2 dragons for this red team. Ruby is the key to this victory. He is the key to this victory. He has to stay alive. He did not die even once through that fight, so he does have the resurrection. Lindis did die. She's not going to have the resurrection for that next fight. So this is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge fight. Liliana did an amazing job being able to stun quite a bit. Kresh did awesome trying to protect Ruby. Yeah, it's really going to come down to if this red team can stop Ruby from just dismantling their team in the back. Zephys initiating with Arum, I think is probably maybe some of the best things they can do, or possibly Crash, and then using the other support to really switch it up. Zephys jumping in, not knowing how many people are there, and he jumps in. And, oh my God, they might be able to kill Lindis, or I'm sorry, not Lindis, Irie, and they do. They actually kill Irie. She is down. Her ability or her resurrection is down at this point. They have no resurrections on this red team. And now you can see that she ran all the way up to top and was like, I'm just going to push, which is a great move for them. All 5 blue heroes are here, 4 for the red. I think at this point, seeing Irie up top, it is just a no-brainer that you should initiate. Crash down on bottom, so it a little bit of spread out. And this blue team really needs to be careful. And this is what I'm talking about. You do not want this kind of pick-off for your team. They really need to group and get ready to fight. Ruby doing a good job. Lands it on Lindis. Lindis in some big trouble here. It is a slug match. Oh, Malik jumping in, trying to get to the Velheim. And now look at this. Irie coming in, trying to get to the Velheim. Doesn't work. And the red team is dying. There's only Malik up. And now Malik is taken out. That is all 5 heroes down. All 5 heroes for the blue team are up. And that is the team fight that we're talking about. Ruby did such a great job, and not to mention the rest of the team did such a great job making sure that they could not get to Ruby, and Ruby could just completely take him out. Lindis overextending and getting stunned right at the beginning was a huge misplay. Huge misplay, and that really set the bar for the rest of that fight. Wow. Cannot believe this. Zephys doing a great job making sure that they can push as quickly as possible. This one minion, it stands in between them and winning this game. They got to be careful of these minions because they are out and ready. You can see Arum tanking the tower just a little bit. Lindis does have her resurrection back up, and they are going for it. Kresh is actually taking a approach to go back and try to stop the tower from getting beat on. I don't know if he has enough damage. You can see Liliana's going to go back and heal and also help with the minions. Zephys is doing the same thing. And, oh, man, they're so close. They did stop him from returning. So one more fight like that is going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge for them. So if we take a look, Ruby still has the resurrection. And if we look on this red team, looks like Lindis is the only one that does have the resurrection. Iris should be up here pretty soon. So those heroes will have to be killed twice. And look at this, they're coming for Crash. Vayer's gonna have to get out of this bad situation. Luckily, able to. Arum throwing out some skills, trying to just get some damage onto this Lindis, who's just running around rampant. All right. The Darkslayer did just spawn. We have Irie down on bottom. And look at this Zephys just looking for this Irie, I believe. Does run straight into her. Teams are pretty split at this point. Jannar using his ult, again, pretty small cooldown, but doesn't really have any kind of impact. More of probably just a secure... Liliana, again, so close to getting picked off. She needs to be very careful. And here we go. Let's see if they can pull it off 2 times in a row. So it, again, is to keep Ruby alive for this blue team. If this red team does not pick off Ruby, that is going to be it. Ults are coming out. Kresh throws out everything that he's got onto Lindis. Lindis was able to get out of that situation. Lindis is in the back, throwing out the damage. And then finally is still up at this point. Ruby doing a great job. Irie coming in, almost taking out Ruby. Did a great job keeping him up. That is 3 heroes down for this red team and 1 down for this blue team. The minions are coming in. The big bad minions. Lindis so close to dying, does have to back out. Liliana's in the thick of everything, trying to throw out everything she's got. And you can see Droz trying to take out this dragon as a net just sits there and throws out a little bit of damage here and there. So good job again. Guys, I don't know if they can... The red team could not finish this game. They cannot finish this. I don't know what they do. I think the biggest misplay that they're doing is they're not pushing all the lanes, getting them close to the base, and then trying to initiate a fight, because I don't think the blue team can handle all the lanes pushing in and all the team fight that's going on. Even if they're going to win or lose that fight, I don't think that they can do that. And they're trying to push it, but again, this blue team's doing a great job reinitiating. Aram getting seen a little bit right there, but is able to get out of there. You can see most of the teams have not sold their boots. Movement is so important at this point. Zephys does see this dragon, and this is going to be a big misplay if he gets taken out here. Blue team now going in. This is it. This is going to be the fight that ends it all right here. So many things are happening right now. Aram was able to get Jannar. Jannar actually coming back up. Liliana coming in. And oh my god, the entire red team just died. There's 3 heroes down for this red team. Irie trying to run away for her life. And Annette getting taken out again. Ruby doing such a great job. Such a beast. Takes them out. Huge. Huge. Now, what does this team do? What do you do at this point? Do you go and push lanes, or do you get the dragon? I really don't know. I feel like the best situation that they can do at this point is to just keep pushing. Man, blue team is trying so hard, but with these super minions, if it wasn't for these super minions, they would have won twice over. Losing that high ground tower down on bottom was the biggest thing that's keeping this red team in this game. All right, they're finally going for the Enraged Abyssal Dragon. The red team is trying to recover and licking their wounds, and that is going to be a big damage increase. And Ruby now has to be killed 3 times. 3 times. So there's no way that they don't initiate onto this. Irie actually pushing this bottom. Could maybe sneak a win here if possible. Zephys does jump in, doesn't land the stun, able to slow him down a little bit. Irie throwing out her stun, trying to get away, and you can see in hot pursuit from the Velheim. Velheim wasn't able to get a hit off, so wasn't able to get his movement speed going. Aram getting caught out at this point. Oh, just not able to run past her. And Aram now very low. Jannar coming in as well. Jannar now hitting himself, almost dying, but was able to get healed by Annette. Oh man, this blue team might be falling apart here. Needs to be very careful. Needs to get back. Oh, Velheim actually gets taken out once, but he still has his resurrection. Irie used everything she had. Oh, and Zephys was able to take out Lindis there, so great job on that. Again, Ruby sitting in the back, able to kill Toothpick on that Malik. So, man, just when we thought that things were going bad for this blue team without that Aram, they're able to really buckle down and make some great plays. Look at this. It looks like Zephys going in onto that Jannar. Jannar ulting, getting away. And Zephys really wants to push that, but just not able to. Man, it is just anyone's game. I just feel like the red team just needs to push. But it's so difficult with these minions that are so strong, pushing down every single lane. All right, Darkslayer is up. I believe they still have the what's it called? The Dragon Blessing. So they would do 50% less damage. And oh, look at this. They do find Lindis. Lindis now in some big trouble. Aram does get her hands on him, and Lindis is down. This is huge. This is exactly what they need. Jannar getting taken out as well. Jannar's going to be back up and ready to go, but he is going to perish. Ruby going straight over to Toothpick. Toothpick very low. He's going to die, but he is going to be back. Or I'm sorry, Toothpick's going to be dying right now. But Velheim does get picked up, and he is back up and ready to go. I think Irie needs to really... Oh, yeah, Irie needs to get back. Blue team should be able to win this with the minions in the base. And Irie is looking for her chance to jump in and needs to kill this Velheim. Velheim is the _1 target. Does get him, and that is it. And able to get Liliana, possibly. Aram does get the ult out. Liliana's just way too close to that Irie. Irie is jumping back in. Look at this damage that she's doing. Such a great job. Zephys now coming back into the lane just after defending the base. So Irie really doing a great job. Look at Irie trying to push into the enemy base, I believe, or probably trying to run away from Arum. I'm not sure which one. And it does look like she's actually going to try to push. Kresh is up and Zephyr's on his way. I don't see her being able to get out of this situation. Ult coming out, and that should be it for her, and that is. So Irie really tried to push a little too hard, but it's okay. It was a solid attempt, but just did not work out. But does get the red team the Darkslayer. That's 3 Darkslayers. 3 Darkslayers. This is a 32-minute game that we're going on. 3 Darkslayers have been killed in this game, and they're all for this red team. The red team is still behind in gold, which doesn't matter at this point. Everyone's max build. But what do? You have to rethink almost everything. Kresh ult coming out. Arum jumping in. Lands it on Lindis. Lindis is taken out. Again, Ruby in the background, just throwing out the damage onto Toothpick. And actually, they were able to kill Ruby. This is really bad for this red team. But do they still have the damage now that Ruby is killed? But just chasing out this Jannar. The rest of this red team is dead. Irie coming back. Wow. The kills, 48 kills in a game. What is my life right now? This blue team is trying their best. You can see Zeph is picking up and trying to get armor penetration, which is probably exactly what he needs for these high armored champions. Does not have the tooth item, but I don't know what I would switch with him. Yeah, as far as items, man, it's so tough. You just don't know unless you're going for your high priority targets. So the dragon was summoned in the base just due to the timer, and now you can see that the Enraged Abyssal Dragon is up. These guys are going to do 50% less damage to it. So the red team looks like they're trying to wait for this blue team to possibly come that way, or wait for this dragon to push the lane down. You can see the red team being a little bit more methodical than what they have in the past. And you can tell that they have to be getting a little frustrated at this point. Kresh could have actually had a great ult there. We do see the enemies all of a sudden just closing in onto this mid lane. And this might be it. This might be where the red team throws it all on the line. Kresh throwing out his ult, trying to jump in. And we see everything going out. Looks like Velheim is doing some massive damage to that Lindis. But Lindis was able to get back and get out of this situation. Lindis still in the back, dealing with everything back there. Malik throwing out what he can, does get healed by a little bit, but oh my god, the blue team is the person that are coming out on top after that just crazy slugfest. But Ruby, very close. Actually, Ruby dies, so that is the key. Ruby does finally come back with the resurrection. They could win this game if they just hit the enemy tower, hit the core. Ruby trying his best to try to get these minions off of here, and they're just not able to. Ruby's trying his absolute. He's throwing everything he's got, and he just doesn't have enough. I don't know what the red team is doing. I don't know why they're not hitting these bases. The dragon is going to win the game themselves, and one big minion hits the core, and that is the game. Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me? That is game 1. Wow. Goodness. You can see Velheim with 25. Liliana was crushing it as well. And you can see that this red team, Lindis, Jannar, and Malik all putting in work. Annette with just absolute life-saving moments through that game. And if it was not for this blue team losing that last high ground tower, it would have been such a different game. Such a different game. Wow. I cannot believe that. What a game. Drake for the win. Yeah, the Drake was able to hit the base consistently, but they just weren't able to finish off those minions. That they did exactly kind of what I was saying. I'm just really blown away by how good that did. That was an insane game. My voice, oh my God, I'm losing my voice on these. How's your voice? Yeah, it's awful. There's so many things. I kept trying to like say things. And I'm like, I could feel my voice hurting. That's why I keep stuttering through everything. Because I'm like, But yeah, it's bad. I'm trying, boys. I'm trying. I'm gonna power through and make you guys all proud. But wow, game 1. Jesus. That I'm getting messages in our private message, and it was like, that was stressful. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So ATF taking game 1 over Pride. Man, did they do good. That was a heavyweight slugfest. Absolutely. Please let's clutching. Actually, yeah, right. Wow. I don't even know where to go from there. That was such an amazing first game. I haven't seen a game like that in a really long time. Twitch hates me, never sends me notifications. What's up, Estros? What's up, everybody? Yo, everyone that just joined, thank you for showing up. I really do appreciate you guys. These PVL matches are just so much fun. Rain, this is a girl that you said was gorgeous. Yup. She is. Oh, it's her? Yeah. I didn't know it was her. Yeah. I followed that girl on, what's it called? Snapchat. Please, yeah, no. We're going to game 2. Game's getting ready right now, bud. Yeah, game 2's happening. It's happening. Rain dies from talking, right? I know. I don't know if anyone else who went to TwitchCon got a little sick, but man, I'm having a problem. This is not just trying. Tobias, that's awesome. Rain stalker alert. No. That's what Snapchat and Twitter's all about. Just following, what is it called? Famous people. Love it. I'm like, oh, that's what it's like being rich. I get it now. ATF, best team in NA, boys. That was an amazing match. That was such an amazing match. I'm sorry that if I'm like lackluster on casting today, boys. My voice is so shot. It's been shot ever since TwitchCon. I gotta figure something out. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor and like literally just be like, yo, please, whatever it is, help me. I'm always losing my voice. So again, best of 3. ATF won game 1. So if Pride wins this game, we'll go to a third one. I don't even know if I can handle that. That was a 40-minute game. They're gonna ban Lindis. I see a ban on a net, quite honestly. I think a net was a big factor in that. All right, both teams are ready. Bans are going to be starting here in just a second. Like I said, I normally wait till after the bans before we start doing this. You need a co-caster. I just need a stop yelling. Basically, I get too hyped. I get so hyped when everything's going on. Lindis was very strong. I completely agree with you. She hurt, but man, Belheim is not something to be careful about. There's so many good plays that it's hard to like really tie it down. I mean, it's just great team fighting all around. It really is. All the teams in Guild are involved in the PVL are great, to be honest. Yes, definitely. Co-caster, indeed. I know. I know. Drink some warm tea. I don't drink caffeine, so tea has caffeine in it usually. But Pride earned their Brazil trip. Did they? Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. Go to the doctor, find that there's a small bug in the throat causing pain. Yeah, there's something. All right. With that being said, let's get this going. Rain will eat the bug. Hate you guys. All right, let's get into this game. Woo! All right. So Arum banned Groot and Pura are all banned for ATF. Arum was a big factor in last game. Was able to lock down one hero and really put the rest of the team at a disadvantage, or the rest of the enemy team at a disadvantage when she's able to lock someone down like that. So over on the red side, oh, we actually missed a ban. Oh, interesting. Ruby must not have been paying attention or something, or I'm not real sure, or had some problems connecting. But looks like Mina and Jannar picked up for this red team. And like I said, if you guys are just showing up late, ATF did take game 1. Game 2 is this one, and if Pride ends up winning this one, we'll go to game 3. All right, so we see Violet and also Chugnar being picked up. Chugnar is such a great champion, especially for when there's large, what do you call those? Stuns on the enemy team. Such a valuable asset. Does have sprint, so Ninja's normally the mid person that they're going with, if I do recall. So I'm expecting a switch there. So Roxy and Wonder Woman picked up. Wow, okay. I'm wondering who this last pick is going to be for this red team. Crixie and Arduin picked up for this blue team. So blue team is rocking and ready to go. And Slims is the jungler for the Pride team. All right. I do like what I'm seeing. I'm trying to save my voice. I'm sorry, boys. Trying to chug water real quick. Just give me one moment. All right, there we go. I'm back. I'm ready. Slightly dying, but no big deal. Gonna power through, give you guys the best I can. So Vayner going with Roxy and going with the punish ability. So whoever goes up tops with him, which will more than likely be Scud or Arduin, is gonna have that's gonna be a really tough lane for whoever goes that direction. I think Chugnar was a great pick, especially with Amina being shown, but also with the Wonder Woman being there. That's really gonna hinder Ruby's Wonder Woman ults if Chugnar has it up, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Crixie, I think, is a pretty good pick, but Jannar is definitely, I would say, in the higher tier bracket. So I would definitely got to give, as far as the mid lane is considered, to the red team. I think the Roxy Scud situation, I think I got to give it to the red team. And yeah, I think the red team definitely looks like the better team on paper. Violet and Slims. Violet's such a beast when it comes to kind of towards the mid to late game. Early game she's just as good, but Slims with that spear can really change the full outcome of a fight. All right, with that being said, here comes another 40-minute game. And my voice being gone by the end of it. All right, both teams running towards the middle, trying to get some insight of where these teams are. We can see that Wonder Woman's up by the red buff, just watching it, making sure that nothing's going down. Slims is starting towards the blue. Same with Violet. Both heroes rocking and rolling. Everything is working out pretty well. ATF does have Chugnar sitting in the middle, scouting out as best he can. Does see Slim, so that gives this blue team a lot of information. All right. Arduin is down on bottom with this Roxy, so I'm really surprised that they threw Roxy down on bottom. But it does make sense with the Wonder Woman up on top versus Scud. It's a pretty good matchup. I think that Wonder Woman does win that because she has the life steal. Bear down on bottom versus Arduin. Arduin's going to just try his best just to stay alive, I think is his biggest thing. Chugnar chasing Roxy quite a bit. May actually end up paying for this here. Does get hooked by the Mina. But Arduin and also Violet and Crixie all here. Now Doze is in a bit of an issue, but was able to flicker away and get out of there. So a bad situation turned to an even worse situation, but everyone lived through all of that. Oh, and actually up on top, Slims was able to gank Ruby's lane and ended up getting the kill. So that's a kill for Slims. Exactly what they need. This is going to be some big damage onto this tower. No one moving over there. You can see this blue team would rather try to get the dragon. So if this blue team does lose this dragon and also potentially top lane, but Scud and it looks like Crixie were about to rotate up there. So Scud should be able to get back there. Slims is getting the Sentinel at this point, even though they do see that this dragon is getting taken out. Roxy is level 4, will be able to drag someone into the tower, but she ulted a little too soon, but Roxy is gonna live. Oh, there it is, taken out, and that is gonna be Violet perishing as well, so I guess a good trade. Not such a bad trade. Toothpick trying his best to survive with Scud, doing an amazing job. Crixie's coming in, throwing out the damage, but just not able to catch up to Droz. Doze does get the hook off, and this team is going to have to back up. Oh, Wonder Woman with a great hook, and it secures the kill onto Scud. All right. So let's take a look at the gold real quick while we got a minute. And again, it is in the red team's favor. They did pick up the Sentinel and also but the dragon was for that blue team, and you can see just how much gold that is difference. Like, that gold is just so good. So great job right there on that dragon for the blue team, trying to that really is going to keep them in the game. If red would have got that as well, I think that would have been just so bad for them. But all right, we got just a lot of moving around. Not much is being seen at this point. You can see that both teams are playing a lot more timid than we saw in the previous game. I think both of them are a little aware at the drastic impacts of early game kills. And you can see that they all are being very close. Arduin actually does get picked off down on bottom again. Slim's doing a great job. Zune. Oh, lands a spear onto Chugnar, and Chugnar actually does have backup, but the red team may not know that. Oh, Ninja actually getting caught out almost outright. Chugnar doing a great job landing, using his ult, which saved Crixie and gave Crixie enough time to flicker out of that situation. Red team now going straight for the dragon, which is an amazing call. They're going to easily pick this up with next to no issues. So this is where we're going to start seeing this red team start to definitely run away with this fight, unless this blue team wins a fight or two here soon. Doze does running straight into Toothpick. Toothpick throwing out his ult, trying to get away. Oh, a missed charge. Really overextended. Really overthought how big that charge range is, and just didn't have enough time to get out of there. Maybe he thought he was going to flicker afterwards, but man. Great pickup for this red team. Red team's doing a great job. Well-oiled machine. I mean, we saw great plays last game, and look at this. Wonder Woman actually taking out the tower, and now they're able to just dive straight underneath it, and that is Chugnar being taken out. Man, this red team is running away with this right now. Jannar getting caught out by Violet. Violet throwing everything that she had at him, but just only takes him down to about half life. Didn't have any help there. Slim's very close, trying to hit Violet with an arrow and ends up hitting Toothpick that was just happened to be in the bush. All right. We see that a rotation to mid. Very low for this red team, and now look at this. We got the damage coming out. Wonder Woman jumping in, just threw out her ult, and Crixie is going to be taken out, as well as Mina for that red team. So great damage. Ooh, Roxy with the longest ult I've ever seen. Slim's trying to press onto Arduin, and that is 4 people taken out for this blue team in mid, with only Droz going down on that Mina for this red team. Great play there. Scud did push up top and did get that tower, so there's a little help there that he, as far as the gold difference. Toothpick is in some trouble at this point. Throwing out his ult. Wonder Woman's just gonna go ahead and back off. Another tower was killed down on bottom, and no one was even there. That's just a big misplay. All right, so we can see that the red team is now going for that dragon, and the blue team just can't get a foothold in this game. I think this is what we were talking about earlier, is that I feel like their picks, that it felt like the red team was winning in the pick phase, and that's exactly how it feels. Chugnar ult coming out, Crixie's ult coming out as well, but nothing comes of it. There are no kills. Both heroes are very high in life. Slim's doing a huge damage to Chugnar. Slims does see Chugnar, does land the stun. But now look at this. They're pressuring this top. Wonder Woman's going to be able to kill Toothpick. Toothpick that we saw was just the beast of a Malik. Is now struggling on this Scud. Malik did not get picked or banned, and I'm really surprised by that. And oh, Slims, such a great job. Was able to take out the Violet, but then Violet getting the shutdown, and Ninja throwing out his ult, trying to chase off these heroes. Now not going to have his ult for this next fight. I think that was a big misplay. I think he should have saved it, and you can see that they want to back off knowing that Christie's ult is down. Chugnar doing a great job scouting out ahead. Toothpick is very close, but yeah, they're not the same team. Definitely, you can see that they're playing a little bit more safe for ATF. They know that they're down on gold, and it is a pretty big margin at this point. It is 6K gold difference. Arduin trying to get out of the situation. Roxy missing her ult. Such a hard thing to land, especially at a distance. I feel like Fox needs to just run at this point, but look at Roxy doing everything she can to try to keep him intact. And there's no one at this point to help, but here comes Toothpick. Toothpick finally able to get there, but just not able to save his teammate. While that's all going on, the red team is picking up the dragon. Or I'm sorry, the Darkslayer. Darkslayer is going to get picked up, and a great job by Wonder Woman. And Violet tried to go in for it, but is just getting straight caught out by this Jannar. Jannar does back off, but Chugnar was taken out in that process. Doze, I believe, flickered in for that, but his team was just nowhere near him. ATF actually, Ninja actually getting hit by there, and that should be a quick pickup, but he doesn't initiate onto it and ends up dying, and that kill goes to Violet. So Slims with 5 kills just died to Violet, which is going to give her a large amount of money, and you can see her buying up items already. And Scud getting picked off again. Scud is really struggling this match. It is definitely a hard game for him to go up against, but man, Crixie throwing out her ult, but the damage is so massive for that Jannar. Jannar melting everyone in sight. Violet coming in to try to help in this tower, but that is going to be a high ground tower for this red team. Doe's very low, but is going to be able to walk out of this with next to no problem. Violet is trying to do her best, but she's just not that insane damage dealer just yet. And really is having to deal with this dragon. While we take a look down on bottom, you can see Toothpick getting annihilated by the Roxy and Wonder Woman coming in, hooking Chugnar. Chugnar getting taken out. And this is a whole different game. Look at this. It is 4-20 right now. 9 towers, 1 Dark Slayer, and 2 dragons for this red team. And that is going to be the game. So we are going to game 3. Am I watching Worlds? Yes, bud. You are. This is Worlds right now. So, wow. What a good game. Red team really, Krantz, complete 180 from their first game. They struggled early on in the, Pride struggled really hard early on in the first match. But you could see that they had this the entire game. I felt like the well-oiled machine as opposed to the game before. But way to go. Way to completely figure out what was wrong in the first set of matches and really turn everything around. So great stuff. ATF, I think that the biggest issue was Toothpick just didn't have his moment to shine through the entire match. I think he was getting the right items. I just don't think he was just able to get to the right fights. And he was just such a beast and such a factor in the first one that really turned the tide of a lot of the battles on that Malik. All right, so we are getting ready for the third game. So this is going to 3 games. Not been a while that we've seen that. So getting the codes out, we should see them raring to go here in just a moment. All right, hold on 1 second. All right. There we go. So, wow. That was you can tell that Pride really, knew what was going on. And really came into the match knowing that they're going to completely change everything. All right, so let's see. So we're just checking with the teams to see if they all had to go because the games were... I can restream it on Twitch. So I'm probably going to check that out. Is that the AO Arena Valor? Or are you talking about Worlds? Oh, yeah, it is Worlds. I see you. Nice. But, man. So it's really going to come down to this game. I think that... I don't know what they do. Gonna tie and then dip? No, they're all in. I was a little worried that they weren't going to play a third one, but... Booyah, re-optimized video quality. Nice. All right. Look at that viewer count. Right? So proud, Glass. Welcome, buddy. Love your face, man. All right. Looks like ready. Just waiting for the other team to just say something. I'm sorry I'm dying. Sub in rain for... No, he's going to be in. Trying to find someone who's playing. All right. They're taking their time. We'll be in soon. Not sure what's going on here, but I'm just giving them a moment. All right, so far, Pride's team is ready to go. We're just waiting on one more, I believe. What are we waiting on? What's going on here? What? I'm confused. What's going on? I'm confused. You're gonna fit. Oh, okay. So no toothpick. One second. Toothpick rage quit. Oh no. Hang on 1 second. Whoop. All right. Well, I guess this is what we're doing. So they have a sub. I'm still trying to figure this out. All right. I guess we're gonna. So, unfortunately, it is not gonna be the same team. So toothpick was, I guess, I don't know. Not sure what was going on. Still trying to get caught up. Let me find out real quick. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. No one said anything yet. Your other account is... Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, I guess we're good. All right. So we'll go ahead and start this up. Let's do this. So this will be game number 3. Toothpick. We do have a sub for Toothpick, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So here we go. All right. Bans are out. So we have Irie, Groot, and Cricknack. As far as ATF, we have Pura, Jannar, and we're waiting on the last one right now. All right, Aram. So pretty obvious. Aram is such a game-changing hero. Such a game-changing hero. But, oh, they actually don't lock it in, so could pick it up. They end up giving Ignis to this blue team. So if they get Ignis and Aram, I think this is just going to be pretty huge. And it looks like they go with Lindis and Kilgroth. So interesting. I know Doze is usually plays the support, and I don't see why they wouldn't pick up an Aram right here. Showing that they want Violet, so that's always a good pick, especially when you know what kind of jungler you're going against. And actually picks up Thane. All right. Aram getting picked up, so great pickup there for them. But, oh, it looks like they might be changing their mind. So I don't know if this is going to be such a serious last game, but we'll see what happens. Thane, yes, we love the Thanes here. And finally, Aram switched it. uh all right. So these are going to be your teams. So Lubu being shown out here, which is a person that we haven't seen in so long. Yes, the Thane train is coming. Where's that clip, Myth? I know that clip was that was a long time ago. It's out there though. Expected the Grok Natalia combo. Yes, that combo is so good, but all right, we're finally getting ready to start this game. So this is again game number 3. It is a bit of a kind of an asterisk. It's not the same. Toothpick wasn't playing, and they ended up subbing in Jury. So it is not the same teams, but still a lot on the line, which is good. So we will see what ends up happening with this last game. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, Pride won game 1. Or I'm sorry, Pride lost game 1. Pride then won the second one. ATF won the first one in a 40-minute game. 40-minute game between these two teams in the first game. Game 2 was what? Say like 10, 15 minutes. It was actually pretty quick, and Pride ran away with it. And now we are in game number 3.
Get ready.
All right.
Will be deployed in 5 seconds.
Both teams running straight to the middle, just trying to get some scouts out. We can see that Ruby actually taking his way over towards the red, just kind of keeping his eyes open. We can see that Ignis in middle is already seeing Alice. So again, Kilgrath, Alice, Natalia, Marja, and Lindis are on this red team. On this blue team, we have Roxy, Violet, Thane, Ignis, and Lubu. Lubu is just an interesting pick. I haven't seen Lubu in any of these matches in a really long time. I don't think, if ever. But not to say that he's bad or anything, but yeah, it's just not a normal champion that we do see. We see Lindis getting bullied by this Roxy, and we can see that they're rushing straight over to get to start the blue buff, which is exactly what you want to do. We can see Violet cleaning up her jungle, so we should see some ganks out shortly. Down on bottom, Alice is there with the Kilgroth. And Thane coming in, landing a great stun on both of them. And then Lubu and Violet and Ignis all collapsing on those two heroes. So the two heroes down on bottom, ATF, did end up losing 2. They are rotating fully to mid, and a great stun by Natalia was able to save Lindis from possibly dying there. They used the heal to try to get some speed, but now Marja coming down, throwing out some damage, is really starting to scare this Violet away. Violet did a great job rolling out of that little trap. Damage coming out. Droz does a great job throwing out and making sure that everyone is stunned. Great stun underneath the tower. Violet's able to pick up the kill onto Alice. They're going to rotate fully over to the dragon. Dragon is for sure getting secured by this blue. There's not a single person there to really do anything about that. And Vayre almost dead, but does live on that Roxy. So a good attempt on a gank from the Lindis, but was able to Roxy was able to live there. So that would have really put the ball rolling in the red team's favor if they were going to be able to get a kill. Right now they have given up 3 kills and a dragon, and early on a dragon's basically worth two kills early on. So we can see that this Alice and Marja do see everything that's going on here, and we see Thane possibly thinking about going in on this, but there he does get this mini stun off the charge, but does not throw out his other one. If we take a look into mid, they're about to run straight into Thane. Thane does find Natalia, throwing out the stun, and Violet was in hot pursuit, but luckily was able to get out of that. Natalia was luckily able to get out of that situation. Ignis very close and going to drop his ult in, and look at that ult coming in. Ignis did such a great job. Jury reacting with his ult, but it only is able to pick up one of the heroes, which was Thane. And the rest of the team does get cleaned up there. So that was a 3-for-1 exchange. And a great Ignis ult on top of that. Was able to hit all 4 heroes with that ult. So Ra doing a great job on that Ignis. He couldn't have seen that playing out any better than he did. With him in that bush, he was standing here, was able to put his ult out and landed on all 4 characters. Such a good job. Ra getting a little aggressive here with 3 heroes in mid. That is a tower for blue. It is now 2 towers, 1 dragon for this blue team, and dragon is spawning as we speak. This red team really needs to get on these rotations, and no one there to fight it or to show any kind of pressure. It's literally a different... Oh, Jury actually picking up the kill onto Ignis. Great job there for sure. And we see Ruby in some big problems. Red picking up another kill. So such big plays coming out for this red team. Violet is going to have to defend this tower by her lonesome against all 3 of these champions. And at this point, you almost want to just give up the tower. So she's getting chased down by the Kilgroth. Kilgroth in some trouble, but look at this. It's Violet and Lindis going head to head, and Violet barely lives through that whole situation. So that is a 7-3 difference in kills in favor of this blue team. So yeah, let's take a look at the gold real quick. And it is all blue team at this point. Red did get a sentinel, but man, they're doing well. We have not seen much from this red team. They did pick up 3 of those kills. And another tower getting taken out. All right, if we take a look, Thane coming in, dropping the stun onto Jury. Jury actually able to get his ult off, but Ruby coming in, throwing out some damage. Yeah, Jury was just in the wrong place in between most of the blue team without much help, and ends up getting taken out. And we can see that, again, they're giving up another tower. So this red team hasn't been able to protect most of these objectives. And, oh, man, that is Alice just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, man, the damage is so intense. Kilgroth tried to go in blow for blow with that 4 of the blue teams and just wasn't able to execute on that. Red team slowing down, definitely trying to slow down the gameplay. They definitely need to get their team back up, and you can just see this. This is just ramping up little by little. Another dragon, so that's 3 dragons, 6 towers for this blue team. It is a 22k to 14k gold difference. Red team, I think a great rotation would be to go down bottom where we can see that Kilgroth is there with Lubu. Lubu's still there, knowing that he's kind of almost out by himself. I think would be just such a huge pickoff, but they're instead. Jury actually had to flicker away from Droz, who was coming in with the stun. That would have been for sure instant death. Kilgroth jumping in, trying to throw out as much damage as possible, but it gets instantly killed. Natalia following shortly after, with Alice getting picked off after that. So the gold difference is really starting to show, especially in the damage. And look at that, Violet doing half the damage, and oh my god, able to pick off the entire team. One person that was killed was Ignis, and that is going to be the game. So that is game for sure. I don't think that they can stop him, and that is it. So Pride winning game number 3. Such great pickoffs. So that is your game. That is your first set of games, and it literally is 8:30. So we're about to start the next set of matches. So if you were here just for this one, make sure to stick around. We will have another set of a couple matches. But man, that first game was insane, and the ones after that, Pride definitely were able to take it pretty quickly and pretty easily. From the other. I think that they were just winning in the pick phases is what it basically came down to in the last